All right, we're going to do problem number 6. And if there was a problem to get ready for the quiz on Thursday, this would be it, because you're going to be solving absolute value and probably inequalities. So what's the first thing we could do for making sense out of this thing? Do you want to graph it? You know, shift to the right, inside, flip, span by 2, up 4. Do you want to do that? No, we don't want to do that. What we probably should do is just get this all by itself, this absolute value of 7 minus x. So to do that, I get 2 times 7 minus x is greater than what? Minus 4 would be negative 3, right? 1 minus 4. And then divide by 2. So the absolute value of 7 minus x is greater than negative 3 over 2. Okay? Now this one's kind of weird, because if you were to look at an absolute value graph, is it possible for any part of it to be below the axes? It's impossible. If you have this absolute value, it's going to have to be above. So when is it going to be greater than negative 3/2? All the time. So you can just say x is an element of all the reals. You can just say that, because any absolute value is going to be greater than. What if I had this turned around? When would it be less than negative 3/2? Never, right? So there'd be nothing. There'd be no answer to that. That's tricky. Let's go to number 3 next door here, because I want to do an algebra one that actually works. Solve for this by itself. Always start by doing the absolute value by itself. And then you're going to move the 5 over, and you're going to get less than 5. Okay. Now what did I say yesterday is probably the best first step? You guys are so quiet. You're just waiting for me to say it. What do you think? What's the first step? Jacob, what do you think? First step. Once you get this, what should I do first? Okay, so you could write them 2 ways. And just to help make it easy, you like things easy, right? Set them equal. Do equal first. So you have 2x plus 1 equals 5. And 2x plus 1 equals what? Find these 2 first. That's my first step. Set them equal, find that first step. So this is going to be 2x equal to 4. So you're going to have 2x equal 4, x is equal to 2. So on my number line, I'm going to have a 2. Then I'm going to get 2x equal to negative 6. Then x will be equal to negative 3. So here's the other one, negative 3. So that's the first step. Find the zeros, draw the second step, draw the number line, putting the negative 3 and 2. Now, we didn't have the computer working yesterday, did we? Was this the one where the power went out? That was so cool, but annoying. I'm going to, on the left of this, make a region. To the right of 2, I'm going to make a region. And in between, I'm going to make a region. This is a technique called, we're looking at test intervals. And what this means is when you find these 2 zeros, x equal to 2 and x equal to negative 3, whatever you put in here, here, or here is going to be the same relationship. In other words, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. So we're going to pick an easy number. Let's do the blue first. Isn't x equal to 0 like the easiest number to check? And what I would do is go back to the original and just say absolute value of 0 plus 1 minus 5. Is that less than 0? Is 1 minus 5 less than 0? Is it? Yeah. Yes. So that's true. So we know we're going to have between negative 3 and 2. That one's going to work. What's a nice number between greater than 2? What's a nice number? 3. Sure, x equal to 3. So what's the absolute value of 6 plus 1 is 7 minus, oh, 6, yeah, minus 5. Is that less than 0? Is 7 minus 5, is 2 less than 0? No, that's a no. Let's try this one, x equal to negative 4. And we'll put negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. Okay, is 7 minus 5 or 2 less than 0? Is that true? Nope. Okay, so what this means is between negative 3 and 2, not equal, that is going to be the answer. So x is going to be between negative 3 and 2. You can write it two ways. You can write it that way, or you could write negative 3 to 2. Both are correct. Make sense? Helpful a little bit? Let me give you a couple of hints on, let's talk about 7. 7 really isn't a very nice problem, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you draw a graph for this one. And what does 4 minus x in an absolute value look like? Whew. What if x was 4? What's 4 minus 4? 0, right? Okay, so I'm going to put a little dot here, and that's actually going to be the bottom of this. And then if I put in a 2 absolute value, you know, here's 2, we're going to go up to 2, right? And it's just going to go like this, right? And then here is y equal to 2. Here's y equal to 2. And here's y equal to 7. So here's 7 and here's 2. Can you see that there's going to be this stretch and this stretch are going to be my answers? There's actually going to be 4 zeros. Do you see that? And so this one's pretty involved, but it's kind of easy if you do this with the graph. This is going to go from 7. Let's see if 7. Let's see, 7. That would be 11, I think. Let's see, maybe 4 minus. Yeah. So the idea here is what you could do is you could just figure this out. Let's start here. So this is 2, so this is going to be 6, right? Yeah, this would be 6. And then if I go 11, all right? And then this is going to be, to get 2, here's 2. And then if I want to get 7 here, I'm going to go, what is that, 4 minus, that's not right, 4 minus, oh, negative 3. So it's going to be, your answer is going to be between negative 3 and 2, and then it's going to be between 6 and 11. Okay? That's visually how you would do it. How you would do it mathematically is you would do this problem, and then you would do this problem. Just like what we did. But which do you like? Do you like to do it with the graph, or do you like to do 4 equations? 4 equations? Okay, yeah, you can do that. And you'll get these. You'll get those. I'm just not going to do that. Let's go to number 17. Last one I'm going to do, and then I'm going to have you do number 21. When you do an inequality here, this is what we're going to launch into today. X squared plus 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. Turn to your neighbor. Tell them what you think I'm going to ask you to do first. So we're going to do that. We're going to factor it. And that's going to be x plus 3 and x minus 1. Okay. And then I'm going to draw my number line, right? I got my zeros. So what are the two zeros going to be? Just shout them out. -3 and 1. There you go. So now I have my three regions. I have this region. I have this region. And I have this one. Now we can do our test interval thing. So we just pick convenient numbers. Like, let's do the blue again. Let's go in the middle. This one here, what's a nice number? X equal to what? Oh, 0 for sure. And so if you have 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 3, is -3 greater than or equal to 0? No. 0 plus 0 minus 3 is not greater than or equal to 0. So we would say no to the blue. Now let's look at the other side. On this side, we have a nice number greater than 1. Should we go 2? Okay, and so we're going to go 2 squared plus 2 times 2 minus 3. Is that greater than or equal to 0? Is 4 plus 4, or 8 minus 3, is 5 greater than or equal to 0? Yay! So that's a yes. What are you seeing that if this is no in the middle, yes on the outside, what tends to happen with these two outsides? They tend to be the same, right? Let's see if that's true. We're going to check x equal to -4. And so I'm going to get -4 squared plus 2 times -4 minus 3. Is that greater than or equal to 0? Is 16 minus 8, or 8 minus 3, is 5 greater than or equal to 0? It was before, it is again, yes. So therefore, my answer is going to be -infinity, including -3, then from 1 to infinity, and what do you put in between? Union. This is my new stuff for today, by the way. This is the new stuff. I'm doing it with parabolas. Now, wouldn't it be great if Dr. Sauer could come up with some quick, easy way to check to make sure you're right? Wouldn't it be great if there was just some easy, a really easy way to do it? Would you like that? Take a look at that number line. And what shape is this? Parabola, right? And what's the coefficient in front of the x squared? Positive or negative? Positive, right? So show me with your arms what that parabola would look like if it's positive in the front, right? So you have two choices going through these points. It's either going to be up or down, and we said it's up. So if you draw a parabola like that, what do you notice about that in between blue part? Is it above or below? Below. This has to be what to 0? Above, greater than 0. See why these two work? Isn't that great? So you could do that also with this previous problem that we did. This is an absolute value shoved down 5, and it is facing up. And look at this one. This is less than 0. That means which part of the V is below the x-axis? The yellow, green, or blue? Blue. It works. Do you like that shortcut? So you can do it both ways. I will want to see on a test using what we call test intervals.